Don't grab him. Let her go. Do not kick me. If you kick me again, I swear to God, I'll break your arm. Yes, she fucking horse kicked me and she wasn't following me. My instructions. If you're pregnant, then you will behave.
Right, hold on. Hold on.
Am I being detained?
Yeah, right now.
For what? For which crime?
Suspicious activity.
It's not. So suspicion is a crime.
Are you going to give her your name?
No.
In the early days, cops were all male. It just seemed normal, as they were required to physically engage with suspects. In modern times, that has all changed, and we're seeing more and more female officers, which is nice. If it were me, I'd rather be detained by a female cop than a male one, just not one of the cops from today's lineup. These female cops display various kinds of bad behavior, ranging from a simple lack of knowledge to engaging in implicit bias and racism, all the way to physically attacking a cuffed suspect, and a pregnant one at that. So join me on another crusade for justice and be ready for anything. As we often do on this channel, we start things off with a bang. So brace yourself, because it's not going to be an easy one.
I was going to punch her in her side because that's what I normally do. Huh? I don't know. 320, can we call it the wagon out here?
The person lying on the cold, wet concrete while the rain is pouring is Kimberly Ann Esparza, who was suspected of burglary. Now let me take you to the moment when Officer Elizabeth J. Montoya arrived at the scene. She was supposed to search the suspect, who was already arrested and in handcuffs.
You feel it when there's something there? Spread your legs. Spread your legs.
They are open.
Legs.
I heard I was running from these people, dude.
Spread your legs. I'm not gonna ask you again.
Watch out, man!
Don't do
Dude,
it.
you're hurting my
Don't be grabbing my stuff either.
I'm not grabbing on you, dude. Let me the go, man.
All you have to do is cooperate.
You're hurting baby me.
If you were worried about you wouldn't be out stealing
You don't know
or
what
taking either.
you're hurting my eye.
Good. Are you gonna stop?
No, you.
Are you gonna stop? Are you gonna stop?
No, that hurts. No.
Then relax and do what I tell you to do.
Dude, what the are you doing this for? My arms are hurting, dude.
Well, then stand up and spread your
I
legs.
did spread them,
No,
dude.
you didn't. Spread your
That
legs.
hurts, dude. Why do you have...
Okay, just put
Spread your
your
legs.
foot right here and I won't do it.
Ow, that hurts. Ow. Ow.
Did you notice the difference in Officer Montoya's approach and the voice of the male officer? While Miss Esparza is not an innocent bystander here, and she could be guilty of burglary regardless of her guilt or intent, or the way she treats or mistreats her baby, it's disgusting to see an officer of the law behave this way. And as you might expect, this is just the beginning.
Do not kick me. Don't grab him. Let her go. Do not kick me. If you kick me again, I swear to God, I'll break your arm. Yes, she fucking horse kicked me and she wasn't following me. My instructions. If you're pregnant, then you will behave. Grab her arm so I can finish searching. That's all I needed to do, and you were acting like an idiot.
She good? Let's go around the side.
I can't, my fucking arms.
Come on, roll on your side. Roll on your side.
None of that would have happened if you wouldn't have kicked me. All you needed to do is spread your legs. It's not my fault I found on you.
I can't even pick my
Stand up.
shoulders, dude.
Stand up.
The male officers seem to be a lot calmer than Officer Montoya, and I don't understand why no one is intervening to stop her abuse. She used violence against a pregnant, handcuffed woman, and then kept justifying her actions by blaming it on the suspect. It's despicable. That alone should be enough to get her fired, but she took it even further.
What? Get in.
My arms hurt, my shoulders hurt. I don't take.
Yes, you do. That's why you had his in your bra.
God damn, dude, you're gonna be stuck. My bitch. God damn.
It's not gonna have anything to do with me, sweetheart.
You tried me on the floor. Watch out!
Kicking me.
I didn't kick you.
Stop kicking me. Get on the ground.
You punched me like 10 times on my fucking. Please.
Get on the ground.
Please don't do this.
Get on the ground.
What's wrong? Why did you hit me like that?
Because you deserve it.
Like
Don't
10
kick me.
times on the head. get that on my head.
And I got away from you, right?
Dude, what the?
Indeed, Officer Montoya was obviously abusing her authority and using excessive violence. The male officer did intervene, but now he expects everything to be okay. Like that was supposed to make things right. In fact, it only gets worse. Kimberly Anna Sparza was left on the cold, wet ground for 26 minutes in the pouring rain.
Yeah, she always kept trying to put her arm in. She went like that, her leg, and she kicked me. She kicked me when I was holding her too. Hey, clear your lights. 320. I just want to make sure 2209 is on the way out here as well.
Therefore, 2209 is enough.
Thank you, sir. Sorry. Hey, you got our info. Can you just put it on the KC?
Yeah, it's on there.
Okay. 2 MCs or 2 felonies?
One for burglary and felony, and then one for burglary vehicle.
Okay.
Oh, crap.
So oh.
Officer Montoya seems eager to prove the suspect is a known criminal. The more crime is associated with her, the more discredited her character will be in court. But she does not hide her abuse. She openly flaunts it in front of all the other cops, like she's proud of it, and she even threatens to do it again.
Hey, I punched you in the face a couple times. I'll do it again, too. So I was searching her, and when I searched her, she had in her bra. I'm like, hey, stand still. She's like, can you pull my shirt down? And she started pulling at her shirt, so I thought maybe she had some more shit in there because I pulled her bra out. I was like, stop messing with your shirt. And she's like, can't you pull it down? I was like, when I'm done, I will fix you. Stand still, stop moving around. So she keeps fidgeting, and I said, stop moving. And then I told her, turn around and spread your legs. So when she spread them, she only spread them like this, which isn't far enough for me to check. I was like, spread your legs. She's like, my hip hurts. I was like, spread your legs. So she's not following my instructions. So I'm assuming she's got something on her, and she like tries to spin on me. I'm like, that's enough. So I grab her arm and I push her up against the car. She won't stop. So I'm holding on to her. I'm like, spread your legs. And she kept on and she kept on, and she horse kicked me. Where? Right in my knee. I have a footprint from her dirty feet. Look. Yes. She's on the other side, Daryl. I don't know if maybe it's better.
I should have known.
Where's Sergeant? She is fine. She, as a matter of fact, right before I found the on her, she was asking if she could smoke a cigarette.
Like that justifies anything that happened. Did you notice how Officer Montoya conveniently left out the part about hitting the handcuffed pregnant suspect in the face several times? And now, the suspect is laying on the concrete in the rain for 26 minutes just because she wanted to smoke earlier. That doesn't make any sense at all. Yet the other officers just accept it as it is. One officer does seem to be asking questions, but he's quickly brushed off.
Sorry, I'm not buying that crap. Look. She did it twice when I was putting her in. I was like, get in the car, get in the car. She freaking went like that and kicked me again. I'm like, that's it. I was going to punch her in her side because they say don't hit him in the face. I freaking hit her in the face. I let the first one go, but not the second one. She's fine. You can call somebody else out to check her, but all we did was lay her on the ground. We didn't slam her. Start fire. She's fine. She's faking it. Look, her eyes are open. As soon as I said that, she opened her eyes.
Wow, This cop seems to think that she's entitled to an eye for an eye. If you kick me, I'll punch you in the face. I wonder what police manual she got that from. And then she walks around saying the suspect is fine, even though she's lying belly down on the wet road. Another thing that's stupefying is that she flaunts her abuse around freely. It seems that she hasn't even considered the possibility of overstepping the boundaries of police conduct. Listen to her talk to the supervisor and EMS.
I don't want to stick you with it.
Does she have injuries? Or?
I don't know. I hit her in the face. I can't see. They're looking. They got her right now. No, she kicked me once here and then once, like, dead on in my leg. She kicked me when we were standing and Josh was holding her. And I was like, you know what? Just get her in the car. Like, I didn't even care. But then when I was trying to put her in the car and they were trying to put her seatbelt on, she kicked me again. Because I was like, put your leg in the car, put your leg in the car, put your leg in the car. So when she did that, I grabbed her and I just started hitting her. I was going to hit her in the... What am I supposed to do? Like, once? And this one's my bad one.
No, Officer Montoya, you weren't supposed to punch a handcuffed pregnant suspect at all. That doesn't even have to be in a manual. It should be just plain common sense. Montoya got fired after this incident, but if you thought that's where it ends, you'd be wrong.
Right now.
It is a disturbing image. A pregnant woman handcuffed, punched again and again by a San Antonio police officer, all of it caught on camera.
And following the arrest of that mother-to-be, Officer Elizabeth Montoya was fired. Today, she began her bid to try to get her job back. But city officials hope that that footage will be enough to keep her off of the force for good.
But that was just wishful thinking. By using a loophole in the agreement between the city and the police force, an arbitrator was successful in changing the police chief's decision. Instead of being fired, Montoya was suspended for 45 days and reinstated on the force.
And a San Antonio police officer fired for punching a pregnant woman will get her job back. This week, a third-party arbitrator ruled Elizabeth Montoya's punishment was too severe.
And check this out. The suspect was incarcerated for 46 days and then released without charges. I mean, let's face it, she may not have been the best person. She had a criminal record, was supposedly caught stealing, and then shouted at the cops and resisted arrest. But none of that justifies punching her while she was handcuffed. The officers are not there to make things right or to go on their own personal vendetta. Their job is to apprehend them and bring them to court. If the suspect assaults them, they'll be charged and tried for it in a court of law. What do you think about Officer Montoya's conduct? Would you fire her or would you hire her again as a police officer? Officer Montoya should not be a police officer ever again. That's as clear as daylight. But sometimes things are not so clear-cut. Like this clip, showing a guy walking and filming people's houses. Remember, as long as you're on public property, such as a road or a sidewalk, you're free to film whatever gets in your eyesight. It's understandable that some people may not like it and potentially call the cops.
Excuse me?
How you doing, sir?
All right. How can I help you? Is there a reason I'm doing a job? Yeah, to make money.
Okay, people have just been calling, just thinking it's kind of weird.
It's journalism. I'm sorry.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, it's protected under the First Amendment, so.
I'm not saying you're not.
Sorry about that.
All right, but hold on. Hold on.
Am I being detained?
Yeah, right now.
For what? For which crime?
So I'm further investigating why you're walking around.
What crime? That's not a crime. Walking around isn't a crime. You have to articulate a crime before you can detain me.
But I can also detain
Supervisor.
Supervisor, okay.
Yep. You can't detain just anyone. You have to articulate a crime.
I can detain
You're incorrect.
while I further
Get your supervisor and let's find out. Okay. Name and badge number.
Badge number 861.
Thank you.
Do you have your ID on you?
I do not.
Can you dispatch a supervisor to my location?
This is quite a clear case. Man is clearly performing a constitutionally protected activity. The officer does not have the right to detain him unless she can articulate that a crime took place or is about to happen. Take note of that, as it'll turn out to be important later on. But for now, let's see what the neighbor has to say.
So, I'm assuming he's the one that complained?
No. I don't even know who complained. It came out as anonymous.
This is a constitutionally protected activity, so I'm being harassed right now, basically.
recording. Yeah.
I showed up because when I got in public on a public sidewalk.
Sir, I'm not saying you're not.
You are. You are. By your presence here, bothering me while I'm working is telling me I'm not allowed to do this.
Okay. I'm sorry you feel that way.
Okay.
But I am investigating why we're getting calls about someone walking around.
Walking around isn't a crime, though.
I never said it was a crime, but I still have the right to detain.
No, you do not.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm being illegally detained right now is what you're telling me. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
In the video, you'll hear the suspect say that an officer needs to be able to articulate a crime. Now, what I want to know is why these cops never articulate a possible crime. She could have said, "Sir, I have a reasonable suspicion that you're scoping the neighborhood for a robbery." That's an articulated crime that can potentially happen in the future. This seemingly would give her a legitimate right to ID him and let him go. If a robbery does occur, the police can then check him out. It's as simple as that. To be fair, she's about to make a poor attempt at articulating that, and she obviously doesn't know the law.
But you are failure. You're not identifying yourself. You're refusing.
What crime have I committed?
So at the end of the day, if law
it's not the end. This is the beginning.
Listen to me for a sec. So if law enforcement requests your identification, right? Your name, your date of birth, your ID card, your driver's license number, you are obligated to give that to law enforcement.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Not unless you can articulate a crime.
So I can articulate that this
walking around is not suspicious. Isn't a crime.
Okay, but it is something we have to investigate.
It's not a crime, so I don't have to comply with anything. I don't have to help you in your investigation.
Okay. Well, I am asking you to identify yourself. You are refusing.
I haven't committed a crime.
That doesn't matter.
It does matter. No, I do not.
Okay.
You are incorrect.
Okay.
Well, you're about to learn. I hope this is your supervisor. He's about to school you if it's your actual supervisor.
Okay.
That, of course, was not the supervisor. So, as we wait for him to arrive, let's play a game. What do you think happens next? I'll give you two choices. Choice A, the young female cop gets schooled by her supervisor and leaves this man alone. Choice B, the supervisor arrests the man. Let me know in the comments what you chose and why. And hold on to that thought, because another officer arrived and this guy had a completely different approach.
Hello, sir.
Name and badge number, please.
My name's Corporal Tim Bureau. My officer number is 674.
Thank you. Thank you.
You live around here?
I'm not answering any questions.
Okay. Well, you have a nice day then, okay?
Thank you. Am I free to go?
Yeah, you've been free to go this whole time.
She told me I've been detained.
Oh, okay.
Twice now. So I'm detained?
Well, you want a supervisor?
Am I detained?
I'm trying to identify you.
That's not happening. Am I detained?
Well, at the end of the day, I'm trying to identify you.
That's not my problem. I don't have to further your investigation for you. That's your job. So if you want to find out who I am, you go run photo arrays, whatever you want to do. Apparently you have no idea how it works. You can't walk up to a citizen not committing a crime and demand ID. That's not how this works.
Okay. So you know the law more than
I do, actually. It turns out that I do. Man.
My supervisor is on his way. And we'll talk with him.
Hard to believe a citizen out here would actually have a degree and know what they're talking about, huh? It's all right. We're going to stop all this corruption.
You doing all right?
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
Especially when I'm being illegally detained.
Well, I already told you you're free to go. You'd like to leave.
Am I free to go?
You want to go? You don't want to talk to a supervisor?
Am I free to go or am I detained?
This officer's getting on my nerves. First she was all like, "I'm detaining you, blah blah blah." Now she can't even say it, but she also doesn't deny it. What would you do? One cop says one thing and the other says the complete opposite. But if you walk away and you are in fact detained, you risk being arrested. At least he was allowed to leave, but he sticks around and keeps filming. So now, here comes the supervisor. Did you choose A or B? Write it in the comments before you watch this next section.
Name and badge number, please, since you approached me.
Sergeant Busquets, sir.
All right.
What's going on today?
I've been released. Are you detaining me again?
So you're not detained?
Okay, thank you.
Hey, sir. The officer asked you for your name and the information.
What crime do you suspect me of?
Well, like she explained to you, she's investigating suspicious activity.
Suspicious isn't a crime.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know y'all wish it was, but it's not.
Okay. Are you going to give her your name and information?
No, okay. I haven't committed a crime.
What do you plan on doing, sir?
I'm doing my job, trying to, without being harassed.
Okay.
I'm just gathering content for a story, and y'all want to harass me over it.
Okay. What's your job? You're a writer?
Obviously, I'm a journalist.
Okay. Well, how is that obvious?
I'm gathering content for a story.
Okay, well,
who else does that? Do mechanics do that? Excuse me?
I said everybody with a cell phone isn't a journalist.
If they choose to be, they are. It's in the Constitution.
Okay. Cell phones make you a journalist?
If that's what you choose to do, yeah.
So, I'll give you one more chance. By now, it seems pretty obvious whose side the supervisor's leaning towards. But will he pull the trigger, so to speak? Will he arrest a man for doing a constitutionally protected activity?
If you suspect me of a crime and you can articulate it, then yes, I will surrender ID.
Let me clear it.
We can clear it up in court.
Well, we're not in court, sir.
We can be very easily.
I would like to avoid that.
I would rather not, because this is going to keep happening until you guys are taught a lesson.
What's that, sir?
That you can't bully people into giving ID when you don't suspect a crime.
Sure. Nobody is trying to bully you into anything.
She just told me she could take me to jail if I don't give her my ID.
What she's trying to make sure you understand is when law enforcement are investigating something.
Okay. They can investigate whatever you want. You have to suspect me of a crime. What crime do you suspect me of?
Right
all
now,
she can articulate is suspicion, not a crime.
You're gonna listen, sir? You're asking questions. You want the answers?
Not really. I know the answers. You think I would come out here and not know?
What are you asking the questions for?
Just see if you know them.
Trust me, I do.
You clearly don't. Like, you see the time, like, you realize this is costing me job money right now? You're costing me time?
Keep your hand out of your pocket.
No problem. Am I detained or am I free to go?
Right now you're detained.
Okay. For what crime do you suspect me of?
Because she's following up on investigation.
What crime do you suspect me of?
Suspicious activity.
It's not. So suspicion is a crime?
Are you going to give her your name and information?
No.
Okay. Turn off your hands back.
Okay.
And there you have it. The police want the public to have faith in law enforcement, but more and more cases come up where they don't abide by the law themselves. So the city ends up paying damages to civilians, and the wheel just keeps turning. On the bright side, this was just a misinterpretation of the law, not a blatant overuse of power. Speaking of that, our next clip shows a female cop on a real power trip. So far, we witnessed abuse of physical power by the police, as well as blatant disrespect of the law stemming from a lack of knowledge. But this next clip, this is something different. We see a female officer driving to the scene of the investigation. Just by the way she improperly grabs the wheel of her car, we get a hint that she's on a power trip. Let's see what happens next.
I told him I'd be out here in a minute. Is it hurting you? Are you hurt?
I'm not hurt.
Well, then stop crying. You act like a little girl.
Hey.
Act like a little girl.
That's not nice. I'm not doing nothing, so like, it don't matter, and I'm waiting to go to work, and y'all here doing the most for what?
You ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, I'm not.
Nothing. Sit down then. Sit on the floor.
All right. Big dog.
Big dog. Unbelievable. You know, trying to help out, get you guys out so you can get to your jobs. That's what happens if you run your mouth.
Oh man, if I was a psychologist, I could dissect this officer's behavior just from this quick interaction. Thing is, he's not important. The real star of this show is the female officer, and you won't believe her shenanigans. Because whatever inappropriate behavior Big Dog just demonstrated, she's gonna take it up a few notches.
Hey, by the time she with these people, I'm just
Obviously, I got it.
No, you ain't in there.
You're smart.
No, you're not.
If y'all stop running your mouths. Because that will get you out of here. Is your goal to get out of here sooner? Listen.
Just run me so I can go.
Is your goal to get out of here sooner?
So I can go. Run me so I can go.
Okay, if you're going to keep repeating yourself, you're just elongating this entire conversation, right? So here's the thing. If you just stop and listen, stop running your mouth, we'll get there faster. But just repeating yourself over and over again and not listening isn't going to get you anywhere. I am doing my job right now.
I'm talking to you.
You know what? Do I know you? No. I know that joke right there ran his mouth. I'm coming deep, all right? Because I don't know you. I used to work with him, all right?
Put that shit on.
All right? Listen, did you hear what I told you? I want to get you to go to work. Follow me so many calls. I got to deal with it. You understand? All right, face up. I'm just going to pat you down, all right? Anything on you know about?
Nope.
All right. Don't mind if I look?
What you gonna do?
Okay. Basil, you're up next. You got anything? All right. You don't mind if we look then, right?
You gotta take your socks off. You gotta take your socks off.
No.
That's not your hiding spot today.
Jesus, even her laugh is obnoxious. Imagine being patted down and searched by the police, and then a cop like this comes around, laughing and making jokes. It's completely unprofessional. But even so, none of the officers stepped over the line too much as of yet. But we're just getting started.
You got IDs.
And actually, what's your idea?
If it was a real problem, y'all came like this.
Would you be quiet so I can hear?
See, Sarge, he doesn't want to leave. He wants us to stay longer. That's why
We'll stay longer. I mean, I ain't got no problem. I get paid till 4. What do you got? What's your idea, date of birth?
Why don't you got paper? Why don't you got paper? I can't run you off your hand.
I got you.
And you're gonna have that pad of paper.
I'm good. It's really easy.
What year? What year? 93. Okay, I thought you said, sweetheart. I was making sure that he got the same number that what you said, because I didn't want to get no return and then have to ask you again and ask you again. Okay, so that's why I'm asking you to verify. We're good.
Sweetheart, I can't imagine that word being in a police manual. But hey, I've seen stranger things. The one thing I noticed was that these two cops sound like a husband and wife duo, don't they? And it's really cringy. At one point, the female officer starts going toward the car, but she's in need of some chit-chat, so she engages in some more friendly banter.
Can we switch?
No type of action, nothing. This the job I get. Come on now.
Montgomery County Police, that's what I mean.
You're the best thing I got so far today, sweetheart. Well, you know what? Your cities probably want you back. You could by all means go there. In fact,
I ain't even talking to her. I'm talking to my man. She talking to me.
Because you're here. You wanted to talk to me before.
It sounds like you want to be my friend.
I do. We are friends. We are. We are best friends. Your height? Sutton. S-U-N-T-I-N. Sutton. There you go. Now we're talking English. I like it.
Isn't her demeaning tone just despicable? It's obvious she's on a power trip, and she yearns to engage these young people more so that she can feed off the sense of superiority she has. She takes it a step further, because on one side, she tries to engage with them on a friendly level, but always maintains her superiority.
How much do you weigh? One more number. I don't know how much I weigh. I really don't.
I say about 110 at most. Hey, was that on Snapchat? Because you got to get my good side if you're going to be on Snapchat. If you're on Snapchat, make sure you add me or tag me or, you know what I mean?
Just asked me, did I make it to work? And I told her,
you told her no.
As a kind moment, I'm getting pressed out by the police.
Hey.
Because, nigga, like, no, I ain't doing shit.
Whose bag is this?
Y'all do this every day with me. I seen him in the back. If I
What's your bag? I'm going to check. Has it been checked yet?
It don't matter. If I didn't want to hit me, if I was on some I would have ran from y'all. Like, come on now.
I would have caught you.
Y'all not slick.
We need to race. You and I are going to race.
How am I trespassing?
Little all us. Well, that's what's happening.
Alright, that's cool. Go ahead. Continue your job, sir. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
You're one angry individual.
Because I'm an angry individual. That's what the f I am.
Yeah, why? Why are you so mad?
Go ahead. Do what you gotta do. Have something for me.
What you doing with these bad boys?
I work for a moving company. That's why you got that strap in there.
What does it do?
What does it do? I have about 4 boxes I tie.
So you call them all together?
I think she likes straps.
Yo, I'm big into straps. Strap on, strap off. Lots of different straps. That's why I am very well versed in what straps do.
In case you missed it, all that talk about strap-ons and strap-offs was actually about toys. What I would want to see here is her in court having to explain to a judge what she meant when she said that. Now that would be hilarious. But back to the clip. The related talk continued.
Someday when you grow up, maybe you'll be less angry. Eaters. I'm a eater now. It's good to be something.
I understand. Proud
Do I get paid to be a beater at least?
You tell me.
I'm doing better than you, it looks like. I'll get paid to be.
Alright, Corey, can you stand up for me, turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Oh, Corey. That's 2 out of 4.
Even the other officers are sick of this cop, so they proceed to arrest the young man. But even though her conduct is highly questionable and could be viewed as unbecoming of a police officer, so far she hasn't broken any major rules. That's about to change.
In DC for ID?
Who, me? That's impossible because I got an active court there. 620.
No, he's saying like.
I just dealt with court. So there definitely should be record.
No. Listen. He's saying a record as far as like they can't find any active. Also, with your 2 last names. Hi. It could be like you use lemon and not gray, or gray and not lemon, or lemon gray. He didn't run it that way. So it's not that you don't have a record like court date. It means you don't. They can't find anything with whatever he ran by. That's what it means. What were you in court for?
The last one.
The last one? How many you got?
I had an upcoming active one June 20th for disorderly conduct.
Where out of?
Hey,
we're trying to. You want to get out of here fast, right? So if we have more people, y'all been trying to something.
Wait, she did not just say the N-word, did she? The other suspect was filming her, so let's see this from different angles.
These came to write a whole bunch of paperwork.
Hey, we're trying to. You want to get out of here fast, right? So if we have more people, y'all been trying to something. If you want to get out of here faster, we have more of our friends to help you get out faster. Nope, that's a quote. Those were your words. I would still say it because what I'm doing is repeating your words.
Wow. So if you repeat a racial slur that someone else used, then you're not being a racist? Oh, I didn't know it worked that way, and that's because it doesn't. So naturally, this video caused a public outburst. The chief of police states that this behavior goes against their training and, quote, violates the standards which we expect our officers to uphold, end quote. The female officer was not fired, but placed on desk duty. Do you think that punishment was appropriate? What would you do to reprimand this display of implicit bias, as they call it? Thank you for joining me in yet another investigation of police conduct, or should I say misconduct. Feel free to share your views in the comments below, and tell me which one of today's videos you found most engaging and why. Which cop from the lineup would you fire? And which one would just get a slap on the wrist? Also, do me a favor and like,